welcome back to Reloading Journey. Today's video, I got to go over a video that I was wrong in. So, about a week ago, I posted a video. This one here, size does matter, guys. I wasn't wrong about that. Size does matter. And my wife keeps telling me, that's average, right? That's an average size barrel. Anyways, in that video I talked about, I went out, was doing some testing on some rounds I've done through the chronograph with my Atlas and the 34, and I was starting to notice, I noticed that the velocity drop. Now the Atlas has a 5.13 inch barrel, the Glock has a 4.6, the 34 has a 4.6 inch barrel, a little over a half inch drop or difference in size. And I saw about an average 57 feet per second. I do have notes here. I wanted to make sure I didn't miss anything. If you watched any of my other videos, I can kind of get. So I noticed about a 57 foot per second on average. So when I got back, I just happened to see my 19 sitting around. Yes, it's unloaded. Now it's got a 4.02 inch barrel, so it's a half inch shorter than the Athena. So I got to thinking, if I go out and run this through, would I see the same 57 feet per second or somewhere around there from that half inch drop? And then all the way down to the wife's 43. That's a 3.14 inch barrel. That's another 88 hundredths of a drop. And what am I going to see there? So I went back out, ran them all through. 34 to the Atlas, I had a 60 foot per second, or right around there, about the same as before. Ran the Atlas against the 19. Did I see a drop in velocity? No, I saw 12 feet per second faster out of the 19 than. So I'm like, what the, that doesn't make any sense. I dropped down. Why is it going faster than I did the 43? That wasn't near the drop I thought it would be. So when I got back, I got to thinking about it, did a little research, and what I found was the recoil springs. And all the Glocks are 17 pounds. My recoil spring in the Athena, or in the Atlas, is 9 pounds. So I thought, my big brain got to working and brought up the theory, all this stuff. We talked about Newton's third law and all that, equal and opposite. So my theory was less pressure against it in the Athena, less bullet went out a little bit slower. More pressure in the 19, bullet went out a bit faster. I was super proud of it. You'll see in the video here, I'll put it up. Anything I'm wrong on. If my theory of the recoil springs, I don't think it is, but if it is, let me know. I thought I was right, and I was a little cocky with it, and I felt good. I came up with that, but I was wrong. I was at the range talking to somebody, and kind of brought that up in a roundabout way, and he was like, no, that doesn't matter. He didn't go into detail. He just said, no, that doesn't matter. And we shot some more. And then, so I came back, and my way of testing that was I took the 19 back out and the Athena, went to the range, shot this, and then, and trust me, I researched it. I made sure I saw other people do it first. Before I did this, I shot the 19 holding the slide, yes, with my thumb. I watched a bunch of people, I'll put them up. I wasn't going to do that. I didn't want to see my thumb go snap. I had no idea what, I knew you could grab it here. I've seen those, where the guys grab it and they can stop it from, but I never thought about putting, so anyways, I knew it'd work. I shot this way, averaged 1,134 feet per second, shot with my thumb behind it, 127, 7 feet per second difference, negligible. So the Athena, I did the same thing. That one I couldn't with the hammer. I just held the slide from moving and shot. Same thing. It shot the same whether the slide moved or not. So then I had to thinking, oh shoot. So now I was like, okay, time to pull in the big guns. So I reached out to, now get this, it's my brother-in-law's brother-in-law. I know that sounds like some Uncle Daddy stuff going on there. My brother-in-law's wife's, my sister's husband's sister's husband. Dwayne He's been reloading for over 40 years, if I remember right. And he is deep into this stuff, man. I mean, he's talking to him. It's just, you know, I talk to him for a while and I get this little bit out of it because there's so much information. I mean, he's just a wealth of information. I wish I still lived in Vegas and could go see his, you know, I mean, talk about some of the stuff he has. It's just, but, I mean, he's into shooting over a mile and some exotic calibers and, you know, just all kinds of stuff. But just talking to him, he started talking about, you know, why my theory was wrong. You know, the Glocks and most high caliber pistols are a short recoil or it's called a locking breech. And what that is as the gun goes back, as you fire it, as it starts to go, the barrel is locked. That breech is locked. The barrel is locked up against here. The first little bit that it goes, the barrel can't move, or doesn't move. The slide can't move back because the barrel is locking it. So the slide can't move. By the time it moves that little bit, the bullet's already out of your gun. It's releasing gas. Once it does that, the pressure drops a little bit. It goes back further. Your barrel drops, releases a slide, then the slide can go. So I know that's a real rudimentary explanation of it. I did find a couple YouTube channels. Lucky Gunner Ammo has a great video kind of explaining it a lot better than I did. And Forgotten Weapons explains it also. It was kind of cool. You know, on the Glock, they've got this little lip here that locks into the slide. That's where it locks. On my Athena, you've got these lugs on the, is that in focus? These lugs on the barrel that lock into the same thing on the slide there. So as the barrel goes in, you'll see it kind of drop in. So as it fires, it starts to push. Once it releases a little bit, that barrel just comes up just a little bit and then lets the slide go. There's some out there that it was kind of cool to see the barrel actually turns. It's locked in like this. Once it fires, once it releases, the barrel turns a little bit, releases a slide to work. There's some that have, you know, there's just a lot of different ways they can do this. There's also another one. It was just kind of neat once we were talking the direct blowback. And most of that, I'm still talking to that camera. Most of that you'll see in the smaller caliber, 22s, 380s, 32s. And it is just, it doesn't have anything locking like that. Most of them have, the ones I saw, the barrel is actually mounted right to the body of the gun. You can see on this, you know, on these, as you pull this back, the barrel kind of points up a little bit. And some get even more than that. On the direct blowback, that barrel doesn't move at all. The recoil spring actually goes over the barrel holding here. So just as it fires, it just pushes straight back, straight forward. And again, those YouTube channels explain that and show it a lot better. But it was kind of cool seeing that. And then just for some extra knowledge, High Point, usually the higher caliber pistols all use a locking breech. But High Point has their C9, their 9mm, and their 45 ACP that are direct blowback. And that's part of the reason those guns are so heavy. They have to beef up the springs, beef up the weight of that to mitigate that that blowback. Plus, they have to make it blow back slow enough, because if it blows back too fast, and you've got, let me get it. I don't want to put it right out of there. I'm just gonna put this case in here real quick. And this is an empty case. If I can, oh, I won't be able to get that in there. Oh, yeah, I can. So if it blows back too quick, and let's say the bullet's still in there, still under pressure, and it gets like this, all that pressure there, you're gonna have that case blow out. Now you're gonna have hot gases and fire and everything come out the side of your gun. you're not going to be a happy camper. So that's why it has to hold it there until the bullet gets out, the gases are released, then it can go back and expose that case. The same thing on the direct blowback. That slide has to be heavy enough and the spring has to be powerful enough to stop that from sliding back too fast and exposing that brass to the pressures in the chamber. So again, watch those videos, they explain it a lot better. I just found it interesting. So with that being said, there's also other stuff we were talking about. You know, like he said no two barrels are made exactly the same. You know, you could have two exact same barrels, fire the same rounds with both of them, and you're going to have differences. He said he has seen where they've ran this test where they take, and I might do it later on, we'll see, like take a long barrel, let's say the 34 barrel, use that same barrel, go out, shoot it, cut off a 1/2 inch, shoot it, cut off a 1/2 inch, you know, so that way you're using the exact same metrics for, you know, same stuff for every one. And that's something I might do in the future, who knows. Also the rifling. Now the Atlas is a 1 in 16. The Glock is a 1 in 10, 1 in 9.84, so 1 in 10 turn. Also, the Glocks are a polygonal rifling. The Atlas, most guns aren't. So, anyways, there's a lot of different variables in there that I didn't know about at the time, and I just came up with my own hypothesis, and I was wrong, and I'm man enough to admit that. So that's what this is all about, though, learning. And learning together. I was kind of surprised that nobody commented on the video and told me you're an idiot. That makes no sense at all, but that's what this video is for, to show you that I make mistakes and we're going to learn together. So don't think I have anything else to say on the point. I think that got it all out, and we'll see you in the next video.